Hi dear students, welcome back to the section of Mathematics of class 10. Today we are going to start the MCQs of the chapter Coordinate Geometry. So dear students, we already studied about coordinate geometry in our previous sections, and in those sessions we could understand that what coordinate geometry is. Right? And in this session we are going to discuss about the MCQs and how to deal with the MCQ part. Specifically, how to solve a typical given problem within 1 minute. Specifically, there are two things which we have to remind from this chapter. One is the section formula, another one is the distance formula. Because you already know about coordinate geometry, that means coordinate geometry is the study which deals with graphical representations, right? No, most probably distance, graphical representation of lines and points, all these things come inside coordinate geometry. And what you know, when you are studying about coordinate geometry, we know that there is a graph. If you are studying about a graph, you know there is an x-axis, which is what we call the x dash o x, and there is a y-axis, which is what we call y o y dash. That's the y-axis, and this one is the x-axis. And all together, when this x-axis and y-axis they meet together at a point, that point is what we call the origin, and we will represent it by 0 or O. Is that clear? Then from this origin towards the right hand side of the x-axis will be positive integers, and towards the left hand side will be negative. Same in y-axis, from the origin towards the top will be the positive integers, and towards the bottom negative integers, which are equally distributed, or the distance between them will be exactly the same. Okay, they are uniformly distributed. And so this plane means this total plane is what we call the Cartesian plane, or it's also called the XY plane. We studied in our 9th class. So in this Cartesian plane, this plane is divided into 4 quadrants, right? So this one towards the right, towards the top is what we call the first quadrant. Next one, the second quadrant. Below, the third quadrant, and towards the right will be the fourth quadrant. So these quadrants, in the first quadrant, both x-axis means the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate will be positive. Means if you are taking any point inside the first quadrant, the x-coordinate, the second name of x-coordinate is what we call the abscissa, and the another name for y-coordinate is what we call ordinate, right? So the abscissa and ordinate which belongs to the first quadrant will be always positive, and if you are considering the third quadrant, both of them will be negative. Whereas in the second quadrant, x coordinate will be negative and the y coordinate will be positive, and just opposite in the fourth quadrant, x coordinate will be positive and y coordinate will be negative. That means if you are understanding the signs of the abscissa and the ordinate of a given particular point, you can understand where the point is, in which quadrant does it belongs to. You can understand that one. Another thing which you have to notice that if the point is on x-axis, if the point belongs on x-axis, then definitely its ordinate or its y-coordinate will be 0. And at the same time, if that point is on y-axis, then its abscissa or its x-coordinate will be 0. So if you are seeing any point 0, 3, it means that it is in y-axis, whereas 2, 0, it will be on x-axis. That's the difference. And the coordinate of the center, that means the middle point, the origin is 0, 0. Is that clear? Now coordinates means x coordinate and y coordinate. I already told you. If you are considering a point P, okay, Pxy, if you are considering a point Pxy, if you are considering this point Pxy, what does this x means? It's called the x coordinate, I told you, and y means it's the y coordinate. So the x coordinate and y coordinate, what does it mean by x coordinate, or what does it mean by abscissa? Abscissa is the perpendicular distance from the y axis. Means how far is that point from y axis? That's what we call its x coordinate. Likewise, what about the y coordinate? How high or how far is that point from x axis? That is what we call the perpendicular distance from the x-axis towards that point is what we call the y-axis, or it's called the y-coordinate. It's called the y-coordinate. So these are the terms which we have to understand. Then one more thing from this thing which we have to learn is the section formula. Means if a line, if you're taking a line which just imagine a line AB, a line segment AB, which is divided internally in a ratio m is to n. If you're taking a line AB and it is divided internally in the ratio m is to n, the point of its division, the coordinates of that point, say if it is P, if that point is P, the coordinates of this point P can be found by using the formula, and that formula is what we call the section formula, and it means mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n, comma. For finding the y coordinate, my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. That means for finding the x coordinate there is a formula, for finding the y coordinate also there is a formula. So if you know these things in your mind, if you are understanding this much things, definitely you can do the MCQs very fast. So let us get into the question. So students, first of all let me write the equations which we are going to deal with this in this chapter before getting into the first question. Okay. So the equation, the first one is what we call the distance formula, and if you are taking 2 points A, B, A x1 y1 and B x2 y2, like that if you are taking 2 points, the distance AB is regarded as is equal to root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. And this is what we call the distance formula. If you want to find a distance between 2 points, just take the point A as x1 y1 and B x2 y2. So by using this formula you can find the distance between them. The another formula which you have to find regarding this one is the section formula. So if you want to find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment internally in the ratio m is to n, if it is in m is to n, you already know this one because we already completed the chapter. This is just a MCQ session, that's why I'm just giving you a summary of that one. So if the ratio is m is to n, the coordinates of p, that means the x coordinate of p can be found as by using the formula mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n, where the y coordinate can be found as my2 plus ny1 divided by again the same m plus n. This will be the point. If you are taking it as P, this will be the point. This will be the x coordinate, this will be the formula for the y coordinate. Is that clear? Okay, then another one more thing. If you are given a line and if you want to find the midpoint of the line, if a line is given, just imagine a line segment is given here like this, and say this is A and this is B, and I'm taking here it is as x1 y1 and this point as x2 y2. Just imagine that M is the midpoint of this one, and the coordinates of M can be found as x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. That means adding both the x coordinates and taking the half, adding both the y coordinates and taking the half, that will be the x coordinate and y coordinate of the midpoint of the particular line segment. So finding the midpoint is so easy, just add the x coordinates on both the sides and then find the half. And if you are adding both the y coordinates and taking the half, you will get the y coordinate, that's it. So this is the thing which you have to keep in your mind. So students, now let us get into the first question. Here goes the very first question before you. The distance of the point P23 from the x-axis is. Here there is a point given. I will just mark the point first of all. The point given is P23. So listen to this one very carefully. Without actually doing any calculation, in 1 minute we are going to take the answer for this one. What is the question? This is a point given and the distance of this point from x-axis. I already told you from the initial part, I told you when you are calculating a distance from x-axis, that is what we call the y coordinate. So now tell me, what is the y coordinate of this point? It is 3. So 3 is the answer. That's it. And in this case, if they are asking that what is the distance from y-axis, what you will do? The x coordinate 2 will be the answer. So in this case, they asked about the distance from x-axis. So the y coordinate will be the answer. So here it is 3. So option number 2, 3 is the answer. That's it. Now let us get into the next question. The distance between the points, there are 2 points given here, P14 and Q40. So P14 and Q40. You have to find the distance between these points. So if you want to find the distance between these 2 points, you have to use the distance formula, right? That's the method. You have to use the distance formula. Now tell me, what is the distance formula? x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. That means find the difference of the x coordinates. X coordinate is the first one. Find the difference of the x coordinates and take the square. Find the difference of the y coordinates, take the square and take the root of the whole after adding them together. Means the difference of the x coordinates square. Here also the square of the distance of the y coordinate. Then finally you have to take the root. Now tell me what is the difference of this x coordinate? 4 minus 1. It is 3. Square of 3. It is 9. Right? Keep that in your mind. It is 9 plus. So 9 you got the first time. 9 plus. What about the difference of y coordinates? 4 minus 0. It is 4. Square of 4. It is 16. So 9 plus 16. It is 25. Now tell me what is the root of 25? It is 5. There it is. You got the answer. Answer is 5. So actually there is no need to do anything. If you know the equation and if you are just imagining them in your mind, taking the difference between 1 minus 4, it is minus 3. Square of minus 3, 9. 4 minus 0, it is 4. Square of 4, 16. 9 plus 16, 25. Root of 25, because we want root, right? Root of 25, it's 5. So here in the option, you can see the second option is the right answer. Answer is 5. So let's go to the next question. Here's the question before you. If a by 3, 4 is the midpoint of the segment joining the points. So there is a particular point given. Let me note the point first. A by 3, 4. This is the point given, right? And this point is referred as the midpoint. It is the midpoint. So simply let me take here as midpoint, just to understand midpoint. So this is the midpoint of the line segment joining the points. Which are the points? The points are also given here. P, minus 6, 5 and R, minus 2, 3. So PR is the line segment and the midpoint of the line segment is this one. What you have to find? You have to find the value of A. You have to find the value of A. That's given in the question, right? You have to find the value of A. Now tell me from this one, how can you find the value of A? Anyhow, I told you here, if you want to find the midpoint, you will be using this theorem. What was that theorem? If you want to find the midpoint, add the x coordinates together and take the half. Then add the y coordinates together, take the half. So here, where is A? A is in the x coordinate part. So there is nothing to deal with the y coordinate, just to focus on this one. Now tell me, without doing it's a very fast, in one step we are going to get this. I told you, in 1 minute you have to answer the question, okay? That's the thing which we are going to do right now. Tell me, minus 6 plus minus 2, adding together you will get minus 8. Half of minus 8, because you want to find the half. Half of minus 8, minus 4. So actually this point is minus 4, that's the meaning. This point is minus 4. So we will say A by 3, that is minus 4. By the calculation we can understand A by 3 is minus 4. Now tell me what is A? A will be 4 into minus 4 into minus 4 into 3. That is minus 12. So minus 12 is the right answer. So option number 3, minus 12 will be your correct answer. So this is the way, just without doing the calculations and without doing any further calculation, lengthy process, in fraction of a second you will be able to do the answer. The only thing which you have to understand is how to do that one, how to bring that to the non-equation, how to equate that to the given equation. That's the very important thing. Okay, now keeping this into your mind, let us go to the next question. Here was the next question before you. If the distance between the points A, 2 minus 2 and B, minus 1x is equal to 5. So the distance between 2 points is given. What are the points? The points are A, the first one is A, and the coordinates of A are 2 minus 2. And the second point is B, and the coordinate of B is minus 1x. So the second coordinate, that means the y coordinate of B is not given, it's an unknown coordinate, it is given as x, and you are supposed to find this x. And what is the thing given? The total distance between AB is given. How much it is? It is 5. It is 5 units it is given. So tell me, if you want to find the distance between 2 points A and B, that will be the equation which you have to use, x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Here anyhow, you know that as the distance is given, you have to use the same thing here, and the distance is already given, right? So using that one, tell me x2 minus x1 the whole square. So here I told you x2 minus x1, so minus 1 minus 2, minus 1 minus 2 the whole square, x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 is x, so y2 minus y1, that is minus 2 the whole square. The root of this one is 5. This is the thing which is given, because by using the formula we made it, because root of x2 minus x1 the whole square, so we took it here, y2 minus y1 the whole square here, minus and minus all together, this will become plus, right? This will become plus. So here minus 2 minus 1 together it will become minus 3. The square of minus 3 is 9. The square of any number will be always positive, keep that in your mind, okay? So here you will get the square of 3, square of minus 3, actually it is 9, plus here it will become x plus 2 the whole square. And if you are squaring this whole sides, because here already you know that there is a root here, in order to avoid the root, in order to neglect the root away, what you will do, you will square both the sides. When you are squaring both the sides, this square or this root will be removed from that place, and here 1 square will be 5 square, it will become 25. You already know this one because you already completed the chapter. It's an easy trick, that's all. You square both sides and we got it like this. Now taking 9 to that side, what you will get? X plus 2 the whole square is equal to 25 minus 9, right? It will become 25 minus 9. What is 25 minus 9? It is 16. So 16. Now, if you are taking root on both sides, if you are taking the square roots on both sides, it will become x plus 2 is equal to, the square root of this one is plus or minus 4. It will become plus or minus 4, right? You got it, x is plus or minus 4. Now, x is equal to, it can be plus 4 or it can be minus 4. So, what you will take here? Taking the first one, if it is 4, then 4 minus 2, the answer is 2. Or, if you are taking minus 4, it can be minus 4 minus 2 and the answer will be minus 6. Now, check out in these two things which is given, that will be your answer. Now, tell me what are the options given here? Nothing is given regarding 6, right? All the options which are giving us about 2, minus 2, 1, minus 1. So, in this one, which one is the correct answer? 2 is the right answer. So, we will go for this one. That is right. Even though they are having two answers, we will go for this one. Okay, so that is the correct answer. 2 is the right answer. Like this, you have to do that. Hope you understood. So, here goes the next question before you. The midpoint of a line segment joining the points A, 2, 4 and B, minus 2, minus 4 are. That means you want to find the midpoint. I told you how to find the midpoint by using this formula. Means add the x coordinates together, take the half. Add the y coordinates together, take the half. So I'm not going to use my pen itself. Okay, that's why I told you within 1 minute we have to find the answer. So let us just imagine what is the points given. A, 2, 4. A, 2, 4. So the x coordinate is 2. What about the point B? The x coordinate is minus 2. So 2 plus minus 2, 0. 0 divided by 2, 0. So you got the x coordinate is 0, comma. Now let us discuss about the y coordinate. What about the y coordinate of A? It is 4. What about the y coordinate of B? It is minus 4. 4 plus minus 4, 0. 0 divided by 2, again 0. So the point is 0, 0. So we can say the midpoint is 0, 0. That's it. You got the answer. So without calculation and without doing anything, even without using your pen itself, you are getting the answer. So that's the way how to understand. If you understood this technique very fast, you will be able to solve the MCQs. Okay, now let us go to the another question and let us see how easily we can deal with that one. Here goes the next question before you. The distance of the point A, 2, 4. So there is a point given 2, 4. From x-axis is, from x-axis. From x-axis means you have to say the y coordinate of the given point. That's it. So what is the point? It is 2, 4. What is the y coordinate of 2, 4? 4. So the answer is 4. That's it. So that's why I told you, without even using the pen itself, without any calculations, you will be able to do the answer. If you understood the theorem, if you understood the theorem part very fast, you can grasp it and you can start doing that without even doing further steps by steps and going on like that. There is no need to go like that. Very fast you will be able to do this one. Hope you understood that. Okay, now let us jump into the next question. The point which divides the line segment of points P minus 1, 7 and 4 minus 3 in the ratio 2:3 is. So here there are 2 points given. First of all, let us write the points. What are the points given here? P minus 1, 7. Okay, every time whenever you are getting a question, just note down what is given there. That's very important. So P minus 1, 7 is the first one. So let us take that next as Q. What is the point given? It is 4 minus 3. and the ratio between them is also given. It is 2:3. So here this is what we call the x1 y1, right? The very first one is what we call the x1 y1. So this one will be your x1, this is your y1, this is your x2, this is your y2, this is your m:n. So all together you know. So just write like this when you're getting a point like this, when you're getting a question, mark in such a way inside your working column. So that much is over. Okay. Now what you want to find? You want to find that point which divides this line segment in the ratio 2:3. Means using the section formula. So see, without writing that formula very fast, we are going to find the point. So tell me, mx2, what is your m? It is 2. 2 into x2, 2 into 4, right? 4 2s are 8. 8 plus nx1. So 8 plus, now nx1, n is 3. 3 into x1, 3 into x1, 3 into minus 1, it is minus 3. Divided by every time the denominator will be the sum of these two things, comma. See here, first you took the m and you are multiplying it with the x coordinate of the second, then adding, again multiplying that with the x coordinate of the first, like that. Here again with n, the same thing you have to repeat, but in the next part. Means here also you have to do m y2, first m into y2. M is 2, 2 into y2, 2 into minus 3. How much it is? 2 into minus 3 is minus 6. Plus, then m is over. Now you have to go with n. N y1, 3 into 7. How much it is? 7 3s are 21. Divided by again 2 plus 3 itself. This will be your point. Now tell me, what is this point? 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 by 5. Here 21 minus 6, right? Minus 6 plus 21 means 21 minus 6. How much it is? 15. So 15 by 5. So tell me, 5 by 5 is 1, 15 by 5 is 3. 1, 3 is the answer. So this is the solution. So like this, without doing plenty of lengthy, long steps and going further like that, you just want to drop one by one. If you wrote like this one by one, you can understand from the equation, you can drop them and you can find this one. That's the way to do this one easily. Hope you understood, right? Okay, coming to the next one more question. The distance of the point P minus 6, 8 from the origin is. So P minus 6, 8. P minus 6, 8. So this is your x1 and this is your y1. Okay, that's your x and y. Just imagine that that's your x and y. So whenever you want to find the distance from the origin, keep this in your mind. Whenever you want to find the distance from its origin, there is no need to write the equation and do all the by using the distance formula, doing all the sums. Like, there is no need of that one. I will tell you a very simple method. Just find the root of, then what is the first digit here? It is minus 6. Take the square of minus 6, add with the second, take that square also. Means the square of the first one, the square of the second one, add them together. Tell me how much it is. 6 square is 36 and the square of 8 is 64, and we will get it as root of 100, and root of 100 is 10. So the answer is 10. So we will say 10 units. The distance from the center to this point is 10 units. That means just take the squares of both of them, then add them together whenever it is asked that you have to find the distance from the origin. That's the important thing. I hope you understood that, right? So that's all from this chapter. So it's very easy if you're understanding these three equations, and especially this one, the last one. So how to deal with this one? Very easily you can get the full marks from coordinate geometry. Never miss any single mark from this chapter. Okay. So wishing you all the best, and we are winding up here, and we'll meet again in the next video with a new chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye.